The world is upside down. Absolutely upside down. So at this point, I have Democrats who have more faith in the idea that we shouldn't trash our Constitution than conservatives. So Trump gave that speech the other day where he basically said, have the FBI, the DOJ, local and state law enforcement all get together with big tech to determine anybody who may, he used the word may, not has, but who someone determines that they might possibly do something in the future, and basically lock these people up without them actually doing anything, just take away their rights based on the determination that they might do something. And I consider this like an Orwellian nightmare, and I thought for sure conservatives would be like, whoa, what's going on, da 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 da. I thought that my feeds would blow up with plenty of YouTubers. There were a few YouTubers, but I thought that it would blow up with YouTubers who would call out what is absolutely wrong with this. I didn't vote for Trump to get leftist policies. And some of them, 10 years ago, enforcing a law was not like Republican versus Democrat, and yet you have Republicans or conservatives who, they also don't want the law enforced because the Constitution is actually supposed to be a contract to keep our government at bay. And when you start supporting politicians, oops, I forgot to close that. When you're supporting politicians who, any politician, even if it's your guy, who basically says that they want to put down a boot on you, it may come down to I may still vote for Trump and advocate for him. But based on the policies put forth in that speech, he's literally no different from the Democrats at this point. So I don't understand. Actually, Joe Biden might be more tame. Politicians generally respond to public pressure. But what is also happening is you have people, oh my goodness, this guy on my Facebook. Oh, I had a few people who blocked me personally. I had people who blocked me, all because I literally said point blank, we can't throw out the Constitution because our guy advocated against it. If you weren't listening, yes, Trump advocated against the Constitution. Is that what you wanted? If any Democrat would have said that on the presidential stage, you'd have been like, yeah, that's why Trump's gonna win. Yeah, Trump 2020. Yeah, Democrats are crazy. And he comes out and says leftist policy, all the things that they want. And you guys go after any of your own people. Go, hey, hi, yo, over here. Yeah, that was a problem. Did you guys not hear the speech? Hey, yo, hi. My people need to listen to the speech and realize how problematic it was. Yes, hi, yes, hello over here. Yes, that speech, we need to listen to it. We need to pay careful attention to the words that were used. The word may become a problem was used. May. It didn't say it's already the law that we can lock somebody up after they commit a crime. Trump literally said locking people up if they may commit a crime. And if you don't already know about red flag laws basically mean your neighbor or your relatives and your friends. That's petrifying. My landlord can't stand me? What if he like goes and tells them lies about me and they put me in jail? This is like communist psycho, like, you know, KGB living under socialism type stuff. This is like where your neighbors and your kids and your like everybody else can like rat on you to the government, and you're locked up without a trial and you lose due process. What is wrong with you people who are supporting this? And you listen to the speech. I don't hear anything wrong with it. Are you blind? Are you? I mean, I understand the frustration that literally we don't have any other options, but on the other hand, we have to talk about what a problem this is. I know, like, it's very scary, but that's exactly why. I mean, like, one person was putting out a video saying, you know, the solution to this is for us to push back on it. But when we attack our own people who are basically pushing back on it and saying, hey, guys, this is a problem. We need to realize what happened here. This is a problem. And, I mean, the shooters weren't even... Neither of the shooters were right-wingers. The guy in El Paso was kind of all over the place. And more left-leaning than right-leaning, to be honest. But he still had some things, like... Immigration has become a right-wing policy, but it didn't used to be. You know, I literally went out to get a cup of coffee with a Democrat last night. And when I said to her, immigration didn't used to be a partisan issue, and now it is the partisan issue. And she agreed with me. She 100% agreed with me. I showed her one of the videos of the crazy Democrat socialists, and she just, her jaw was hanging down and she was shaking her head and she was like, she was stunned. And so I'm going to be working with this person to potentially educate people about how crazy this far left has become. And the last response, is if you're going to sit there and do a left versus right thing, I mean, but here's the thing, I mean, this person who's supposedly on the left is more for freedom and keeping the Constitution and keeping rights than a lot of these so-called conservatives. You're not a conservative if you're advocating for like a communist or Nazi type state where, people are spying on their neighbors and the government is going to put people in jail because somebody else doesn't like them and claims that they're a threat to society. And there's no due process, and there's no, just all of a sudden somebody comes and puts you away. I mean, and you don't get a lawyer. I mean, this is not what our Constitution says. You're not a conservative if you support that. You need to take a hard look at your tribalism if you're going to sit there and support that because Trump was the one who said it. Maybe you're scared. I get that. Maybe you feel like we have no other better choice. I get that. But you also can't sit there and argue on behalf of these policies. This is horrifying. This is absolutely horrifying. If we don't have freedom, what do we have? That's what America is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be whatever people think it is, I mean, their response is literally the leftist response. Well, people are scared, and therefore we should take everyone's rights away. So, like, if one kid in a classroom acts up, the teacher should, like, lock all of them in give all of them detention. I guess some schools do that under the idea that then you would pressure the students who are troublemakers into behaving, but all of society is not a small enough population for people to really be able to put pressure on the troublemakers, and also it would be against the law in all society to do anything to the troublemakers, because troublemakers are like psychopath lawbreakers. But we can't allow a system where people can just accuse someone of being this, that, or the other thing, and then next thing you know, they have no rights. It wasn't just gun rights that they wanted to take. They wanted to throw people. Trump literally said what he said: involuntary confinement. Throw people in jail who have not done anything because someone else says they're going to do something. If you support that, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and block me because I don't want you in my life. There's something wrong with you. You might as well go ahead and vote for someone like Kamala Harris because that's a policy she would love. What are you even doing with your life, really? Seriously. Yeah. So, some of you need to re-examine yourself. I don't care. Get off my page if that's how you're going to be. We need to fight for freedom. We need to advocate for freedom. Advocate for freedom. Advocate. The Constitution is supposed to be a contract between the people and the government to tell the government we want them to not be power hungry on us. And so we need to continue, part of this is our fault. If we sit there and the government says, hey, we want to take your freedom, and people go, yeah, okay, people want the freedom taken. Let's support it. And then the government's going to go, all right, this is easier than we thought. I mean, open your brains, people. Open your brains. Open your brains.